Patrick. I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm Cheryl Nussbaum-Beach, and I'm the CEO of Powerful Learning Practice. And I had hoped today that I could talk to you a little bit about your district and some of the things around connected learning that are going on there. I've known you a little bit from the Twitterverse and blogosphere and different conferences where we've crossed paths, but the common knowledge about you and your district is that you guys are really doing some things around connected learning. So why don't you just introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about who you are through the lens of a connected learner, and a little bit about your district.
Sure. My name is Patrick Larkin. I'm the Assistant Superintendent in Burlington Public Schools in Burlington, Massachusetts. And we're about 3,700 students, 90% Caucasian, about 10% free and reduced lunch, and we're just about 20 miles outside of Boston. And personally, I've been a connected learner basically through some blogging that I've done for the last 5 years, and also from Twitter, connected with literally thousands of educators all across the world, and just trying to share that with my staff and share the power. It's been one of the biggest gifts I've had, being a connected learner, so I certainly want to share that with everybody that I come in contact with.
Would you say there's a large percentage of faculty that you get a chance to work with that are from Burlington that are connected?
I think it's growing. I'd say percentage-wise, it's still well under 50% of the staff out of over 300 teachers across the district, but it's a growing number, and I think more and more it's like a domino effect. Once one person sees what one of their colleagues has been able to accomplish, just because they're connected and it's a free resource that's there for all of us, that they also look to take advantage of it.
All right, wonderful. So tell me a little bit about some of the connected stories that you have. As a district with, I know you have some superstars, what kinds of things are you guys doing that could serve as a model to other districts who want to get more of their faculty connected?
Well, just on a broader sense, one of the exciting things that's happened in Burlington over the last few years is we're going into the third year of a one-to-one district, and it's spread down to the middle school, and where half of the elementary schools are now one-to-one, and at the end of next year we'll all be one-to-one. But really it all started for us when we were able to connect with some schools in Iowa and got invited out to Des Moines to the one-to-one conference that Scott McLeod runs, and started making connections with teachers out there, because one-to-one is something that's relatively new in Massachusetts, although growing fast. So from a district perspective, that's one of the biggest things. Locally, to try to get people connected in my district, one of the things I did probably 4 years ago was kind of, I think, a strange phenomenon, because I told them for an hour during our PD time next week, we're all going to stay in our classrooms and we're going to have a Twitter chat together. So I made all of my high school staff get a Twitter account, started a hashtag, and I think you really have to use Twitter to understand how it works. Like, people hear a lot of things, they think certain things about it, but you don't really understand the impact of it until you take some time to use it. And I was also able to have some other people from the Twitter sphere jump in and connect, and I know a lot of teachers thought it was really cool that they had connected with people in Nebraska and California, and how easy it was to make those connections. So ever since then, we've had a high school hashtag and a district hashtag, and again, every day I think we probably gain a few more users, both from staff, students, and families.
Do you have regular hashtag chats? I mean, tell me the advantages of a school having a hashtag.
I think one of the advantages of a school having a hashtag is people know where to go to find information. And if something's happening in our school community, they say, okay, let's jump on the hashtag and see what the conversations are about. Again, on a low level, one of the biggest occurrences is still for people to jump on when we're about due for some snow, is when they jump on there. But overall, we've had the school committee was willing to do a school committee meeting with a back channel one time, again, and so people are very willing to embrace the resources, so I feel fortunate.
So the way I'm visualizing it is a lot of your faculty, or at least, half or some percentage of them are out there and they're learning in online spaces. What do they do with it once how is it changing things in a more formal way back in your district?
I think they're starting to see how being connected can help them get their own messages out of their classroom, connect with students, when they're out of their class, connect with parents. Again, on a low level, a lot of it has been communication, and communication is one of the most important things I think we do from a school standpoint. Just from something as basic as blogging, the transformation's been pretty dramatic, where when I first started in Burlington, I asked our superintendent if I could start a blog, and he said no. And then the next year, I got a new superintendent. He started his own blog. So there were two of us blogging, and now, again, 4 years later, we literally have hundreds of blogs across the district where teachers are sharing, basic information, but they're also having philosophical conversations about homework and really thinking about, changing the way we do school. So it's pretty exciting.
Awesome. So in terms of Connected Educator Month, have you guys participated in that, and are you planning on it this year? And tell me a little bit about your thinking there.
Yeah, I think we've always, in the past, we got involved just by sending out information. Connected Educator Month is coming up. Here's some of the things you can do. This month, this year, we're planning on running some formal opportunities to bring teachers together in the same space in Burlington to show them how to use some of these tools, some of the people that aren't connected. And we're going to ask a number of the people that are connected to get out there and add one more person from the Burlington Public Schools as a connected educator. So basically, if you're connected, your job during the month is to get at least one more person in our school community connected.
Oh, that's cool. So tell me more about that. You're going to bring them into a single space during Connected Educator Month and do some stuff?
Yeah, so we typically throughout the course of the year do these things we call Technology Tuesdays, where we get together after school and share different resources, things that are working well for teachers. They share them with their colleagues. So during Connected Educator Month, we're going to really focus on the tools that can help us connect with learners outside of our district.
Beautiful. So if you were going to give some advice to maybe a district that's curious and they're thinking about getting involved in connected learning and producing connected educators, what kind of advice would you give them, and what kind of encouragement?
Well, one thing, if you're a school leader and you feel like it's something relatively new to your school community, is to really give it some time to develop. Because when I first started the Burlington High School hashtag when I was the principal, I think there was a lot of days and weeks where all the tweets were coming from me. And so just to stick with it and to keep publicizing it now, at the beginning of each school year, we put out a list of all the ways we communicate, all the different social media resources we use. So basically, just to keep modeling it, the people that know how to use it, bring them together and model it for their colleagues, because I think it's one of those things, teachers want great resources. So if they find something that is working well and they can see concretely that it's working well for others, that they're going to start to use it themselves.
That's great. Anything else you want to tell us before we go?
No, I think every school district should have a hashtag. I mean, it's an age when there's a lot of PR out there about our schools, and we have the opportunity now to use these resources to tell our own story on a daily basis rather than waiting for somebody else to tell it for us. So the power of these connected tools is we don't have to wait for somebody else to talk about who we are or what we do. We have the opportunity to show people every day of the week, and that's kind of what we'd like to take advantage of in Burlington.
Patrick, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it. I'm excited to be with you guys and learn together during Connected Educator Month, but I also appreciate the fact that you walk the walk, you lead effectively, and that you make it connected, that it's always Connected Educator Month at Burlington and in your public schools, and I appreciate that.
Well, thanks for having me. Honestly, a lot of the stuff that I do, I've just learned from others that were connected before I was, so it's just about paying it forward, and that's what we're trying to do.
All right. You have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Bye.